The Souls series is truly one of the most perfect series of games possible. And nothing seems to exemplify this better than the lobby music for all of the different individual hub worlds in the Souls games. From the Hunter's Workshop to the Round Table Hold 2 times over, today we're going to talk about and rank all of the lobby themes from all of the Souls games. Don't get me wrong, the Souls games have incredible music, some of the best in gaming period, and the lobby themes definitely do not disappoint in this regard. But even on a list of overall banger options, there has to be a first and last. At the end of the day, this is just my personal opinions. This is not even based off of music theory in any sort of way. Just what I personally think is the best lobby music out of all the Souls games. And yes, this will be including the newly instated Elden Ring Night Rain. One quick caveat as well, unfortunately I will not be including the original OST for Demon Souls. I know that it changed with the remake, but I've only played the remake, so I'm not going to include the original. And unfortunately, with that being said, last place goes to Demon Souls with The Nexus. To be honest, there's a lot to really like with this song. The strings and vocals really stand out here. Very, very well put together and great sounding piece. However, this really falters when it comes to the decision to pause the music. How the Nexus theme works is it likes to play for about 20 seconds before pausing for 3 to 4 seconds. This pause is extremely noticeable and it kind of takes you out of enjoying the theme. It's really the only Souls theme on this whole list that I have an actual complaint about. But in the end, I still think this is an overall pretty good theme, but it has to be last, unfortunately. In the number 7 spot, we have Sekiro with Ashina Outskirts. If I had to give a genuine criticism to Sekiro, and it's not even really a criticism, is that the music is somewhat lacking. Of course, with any Souls game, there's going to be memorable pieces, but Sekiro lacks in comparison to Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 1, Elden Ring, and even now Night Rain. And this unfortunately applies to the theme as well. Overall, solid theme, but it's lacking for me. I like the overall feel of dread that the theme gives you for how dark of a game that Sekiro is. It's really fitting. But it doesn't really hit the same lobby feel that I like from the other Souls games. This more is a personal opinion, but I think it's just lacking in comparison to the other ones on this list. This brings us to number 6, which is the Round Table Hold from Elden Ring. For as good a game that Elden Ring is, especially in the music department, I'm a little shocked that the classic lobby theme is kind of mid in this game. Not to say that it's bad, it's not. It is a classic Firelink Shrine sounding theme. And it does a good job at kind of relaxing you, and it has also a good taste of the sadness of the world that is Elden Ring. But I think that's just kind of it. It's a less memorable theme and a very memorable game when it comes to music. This brings us to number 5, and what I would consider the first really good lobby music out of all the Souls game, which is Dark Souls 3, with both variations of the Firelink Shrine. I'll mostly be talking about the traditional Firelink Shrine theme, as that's what you hear for the majority of the game. Damn, does this theme put you right in the mood that is Dark Souls 3. For such a depressing end of a saga, which is Dark Souls 3, this soundtrack perfectly encapsulates that feeling. I really enjoy the depressing tone in this theme. It fits super well. The strings sound excellent, and I have to say the same thing for the alternate theme right at the end of the game. It's just a great theme. It's a really, really good lobby theme. And it's crazy that it's 5th on this list. This brings us to number 4. And this might ruffle some feathers, but I have Dark Souls 2 with Majula. Now, I probably just butchered how you pronounce that name properly, but this is such an iconic classic theme. The quiet, cold open to the great strings, this is such an excellent theme for lobby music. And Dark Souls 2 has such a unique lobby too. It fits perfectly. I know Dark Souls 2 seems to lose a lot of categories, but you know what? It does a really good job when it comes to lobby music. This inevitably brings us to bronze, third place, which in this case happens to be the new kid on the block with the shrouded round table hold from Elden Ring Night Rain. The first thing is, this is clearly From Software at the top of its game when it comes to music production. The strings in this piece are the best out of all the themes, truly. It just makes you want to sit back and listen with your eyes closed. It's deliciously good. It's so good, it's the reason I decided to make this video in the first place. It gets you right in the feels, and it really, really makes you relax between such hectic gameplay sections that is an Elden Ring Night Rain. I love this theme so much. I wish I could put it higher, but there's just two other themes that you can't beat. This brings me to number 2, the second best Souls theme when it comes to lobby music, which is Dark Souls 1 with the Firelink Shrine. Talk about a musical piece for a theme that is so old at this point. It stands on its 2 legs stronger than almost every other theme in the history of games. It is an iconic theme. If you listen to anything with Dark Souls related, you're gonna hear this theme at some point in the video because it is just that solid. The harps, the bells, the quiet parts of this, it's so well put together and it's unique in its own category. I love the other Dark Souls themes when it comes to lobby music, but man, this one is it's just the best one out of the Dark Souls games. But notice I said Dark Souls games, which leads us to the number 1 spot, the absolute best lobby music out of all the Souls games, which is the Hunter's Workshop from Bloodborne. When I was talking about Night Rain earlier, saying you can close your eyes and just feel the music, the Hunter's Dream is that feeling. Just take a moment to listen to this. Now, I know I have paused throughout this video to make sure you can listen to the individual themes to form your own opinions, but this one is incredible. I will say I have massive bias. Bloodborne's probably my favorite game in the series, and I think the mix of that with the overall sad feeling of this theme, it just hits me right in the feels hard. There's 2 versions of this theme, they're both incredible. If you hit 50 insight in the game, which is a mechanic in which you gain basically a point for each individual encounter you see, the theme changes for like half the game, and it fits so well with how the game changes too. But everything from the quiet vocals in the original theme to the cello music in both of them, I love the cello. Quick aside, I actually play the cello. I've played it for 10 years, or had played it for 10 years. I haven't touched it in like 6, so who knows how good I can play it now. But I have a massive bias towards the cello. I love the instrument. I think it makes some of the best sounding background music out of all the strings, and this song definitely uses the cello as well as it could. Just incredible. All of these themes are incredible. The Souls games are incredible, and the music from them just exemplifies how good they all are. I could sit here and talk for hours from every individual piece of all these games, but I'll just leave it off here and say the music is so good in these games, it makes you forget that you've spent 5 hours losing to the same boss.